Hello and welcome back to Nature's Way Homestead. So the plan for today is a plot tour. I am down at the allotment with the rest of the family. We're doing a bit of prep work in order to prepare for the new season. Since we've taken this plot on, we're trying to get it ready to actually be usable for the growing season. So I'm going to do a plot tour for today, and then in the next video it will be a garden tour and our seeds. You will get to see one of the livestock we have, the ones that are kept at the allotment. However, the other set you will have to wait till next week to tune in, or as I said before, you can always have a look at our Instagram. Please like, subscribe and leave a comment down below if you have any questions. It really means a lot to us, and it shows us that we should continue doing this. So to start off, we have this 6x4 glass house. Now at the back it has a pot-in bench. It's got two beds that run along the side. The grape was existing, so we've just kept this grape in place, and then it's got racks up here that we can put seedlings on. The windows are a bit dirty and it will be one of our jobs to clean them, but the vents or the windows all work and they are all sealed. The vent at the back is just blocked by some stinging nettles, so I'll just have to fix that before the growing season. And it's basically just to tidy up in here and put a bit of compost into the beds in order to renew them, because we don't know what was planted in them before. In here we have got guttering on either side. They go into these tanks that then flows along on this side, and then this side has this. As you can see, it is very cold today. We have a decent centimetre layer of ice. So moving on from the glasshouse, so the glasshouse is here. This is our massive collection of canes that we found on the plot. We are working through sorting them out. However, the allotment is a bit of a mess at the minute. And apologies if you have any background noise of cars. There is a main road just up the top there, as you can see. So yeah, we tend to get a bit of noise. So if there's any loud traffic, I will try to stop and record a bit later. So this is our fruit cage. It is fully sealed from birds. It did have some really mature plants in it in the forms of red currants. However, when we took the plot on, we brought with us a selection of red currants, loganberry and 3 black currants. So we wanted to keep those plants, so we thought we'd move them into this cage, and because these are younger plants, they should produce a bit better than the old ones. We also have 2 gooseberries outside. There is a bit of weeding to do, we are aware. However, we have got a lot more clearing to do down the other end at the moment, so that is still a work in progress. Now behind me now we have what we're going to be using as a nature area. So we've got a pond which we have had frogs in. It is planted up with a couple of things. You can sort of see some green shoots coming up, and there are some water soldiers currently sunk, but they will rise up in the spring, and it's got comfrey around it. And our plan is to make this an area that we can attract wildlife, so we'll have sunflowers and everything like that in this area as well. The wheelbarrow will not stay there, that is going to be moved. Next to that we have a big raised bed. Now our aim is to do not a raised bed, a big square bed. Now our aim is to fence all the beds off with this sort of mechanism with bamboo canes, just because with our 3 young children we want to ensure that they can't walk on the beds, especially when there are crop in them. This one has been dug over. It had a ton of stinging nettles in and bindweed in, so yes, we want to do a no dig, but we had to get everything out of there first. Now there is going to be a plan drawn up in the next video that you will see, that will have the beds numbered, and in the next video you will also see what we're planting on all the beds. Now the next bed that we've got is this bed here. Now this has a teepee structure, as you can see, connected to it, that is going to be covered in some plants. I'll let you guess what they are, and if you think you can guess, leave a comment in below. It is quite simple to guess this one, however I'll leave it to your imaginations, and if you have any other recommendations we are open to them, so I'll be interested what the comments say. However, the aim of this is to provide the children with an area that's going to be under cover and protected that they can actually sit in. So the likelihood is that when we are down with the children, this will be the place that they're probably going to be. Now, we have planted a couple of plants in the allotment already. These are a mix of, yes, there are weeds in there, they need weeding, but this is a mix of garlic and onions for this whole area, and it goes all the way around. Running alongside this set of garlic and onions are raspberries, which we cut down. We weren't sure whether they were autumn fruiting or ever bearing, so they didn't produce a very big crop last year. When we took the plot on, they were at the end of their season, or end of the season, and there were only a couple of plants on, so we've decided to cut them all down to ground, and if it sacrifices next year's harvest, it's not the end of the world for us. Then we progress through, and you can catch a glimpse of what you might recognize to be our animals on the right hand side there, but we have some gooseberries running through here and an empty bed that did contain strawberries. However, most of the strawberries have died back, and we think we're going to use this bed for something else, because when you see the garden at home, we have got strawberries at home. Now, the other thing on this thing is this hedge here. Now, although it looks a bit wild and crazy, it does need a neaten up, but that is actually a slow hedge, and we're actually quite thankful that we've got that, because we're planning on harvesting the sloes from it. Right, so I'm going to start at the back of the allotment and work my way back to the front. So we inherited this allotment, and on the allotment there was a glass house, a fruit cage, a shed, and the glass house and the shed both had guttering systems set up to collect water. So that is a bonus. Not all allotments, as you're well aware, come with that sort of stuff in advance. Sometimes you just get a bare plot, so we did keep our eye out for this one. We were originally on this plot in the back corner down there, and we managed to get an upgrade to a whole plot, so this was what we took. Right, I'm going to switch the camera around and I'll take you for a tour. Right, now spinning round. Now this area here is more of a mess than the far end, so as you can see, we started up that end and it's all neat and tidy, or relatively tidy, but it's all laid out well. This section is a work in progress. We have got a plan of what we want to do with it. However, with 3 children, finding the time to do it is what's holding us back. However, we will get it done, and the children have been very sick recently, so we haven't had the time to do it. So we've got a shed in the corner that has a massive 1,000-litre water container attached to it. We also have a compost in this area here, and then we have an open area of ground that we are going to convert into a range of different sized raised beds. Now, following the line round, we have a collection of all the rubbish that is to be sorted and gone to the tip. However, under that rubbish, we're going to have a paved area. That's where the children's house is going to go, but it is also going to have a little seat and table for us to sit and enjoy the weather when it gets a bit nicer. There is also a pear tree just down there. I'll just walk around over this load of planks. Yeah, so there is also a pear tree just down here as well that was left by the previous plot owner, and we're planning on either lifting that and bringing it home, or we will leave it here. But with trees it's a bit difficult because they do begin to take up a lot of space, as you can see by that tree over there. So we might take it home and grow it at home, just because it will be easier to manage. Now, the final part of our plot, this bed here will contain potatoes as well. Now, the final thing on the plot are these guys. So we have currently got 6 chickens, with a view to get 3 more tomorrow. Now, this video is filmed on a Tuesday, so that will be a Wednesday. So we will probably have them by the time this video is uploaded. The ones we have currently, as you can see, they're playing around. I will put it through for you to see them. The ones we have here are 4 ex-battery hens. Now they do have markers on them for us to be able to tell them apart, but they've settled down pretty well, to be honest. We also have the 2 other black Australorps in this coop. Now they are free to go away, however they are most likely going to be found up in their hutch, because currently that is where they seem to spend a lot of their time. They do come out, they do feed, they do have water, we're not worried about that. However, if you look on our Instagram again, you'll get a lot more updates on the chickens, and more regular updates. They have a range of different things to keep them active, including fresh fruit or fresh veg. Unfortunately, this is shop bought, but at some point we will be giving them scraps from the allotment, as well as a range of different things to stimulate them, such as the pile of the leaves that they have today. They've had a corn on the cob hanning, and they also get treat balls. Again, check our Instagram to find out more about those. We will be uploading a video specifically on the chickens in the coming couple of weeks, maybe month. But yeah, we're glad we have them. We got our first egg the other day, which for expats was pretty good, considering that they can sometimes go a couple of weeks without laying a new home. But they've settled in really well. So I've now been joined by our little one. However, that is it for today's video. If you have any questions or comments, please leave them down below, and we will get on to answering them as soon as possible. Thank you very much for watching, and hopefully you'll join us for our next video. Thank you. Bye.